guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Happy Friday, everybody. This is a bonus episode, you guys. You have been so incredible in the comments. Your response to my last video with ridiculous pictures that were released. It's been so much fun to read your responses, so I just wanted to jump on and record a little bit more because I've had more thoughts. I've had more time to think about this. And so have you, and your comments have been so much fun, and I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to write me. I'm excited to be here and to talk about this with you all. So again, honk honk, everybody. Thanks for being here. All right, so the first thing that came up, again, in case you missed it, I just put out a video showing the new pictures that Meghan has released for her 40 faux whatever birthday. She's calling it 42, but we're thinking more it's like 46, 47, something like that. But whatever birthday it is, of course they're celebrating it alone, friendless. This one random guy there with him. A lot of you guys seem to think he's security, and heck, he might be. The article credited him as being a friend, but you know, we know that those are far and few between, right? But I got some of the funniest responses I want to talk about with you guys about these pictures. As you know, I referred to it as her beach towel dress. A lot of people got a kick out of that. Got a lot of comments that it reminds you of the sandworms from Beetlejuice, which I'm still laughing about. A lot more comments just said that she reminded you of Beetlejuice with the black and white striped suit. I had so many funny comments calling her the Hamburglar. You guys really made me laugh with that. And when I told Jay about it, he and I were laughing so hard, he started calling her the Clout Burglar. So I think I'll start referring to her as that as well, the Clout Burglar. She steals clout from anybody, right? The royal family, Harry, whoever's near her, Clout Burglar. I had one of you guys referring to her as the Cat in the Hat, which I don't know why that struck me so funny. I guess the black and white thing, very funny. We got a lot of Jailbird references, along with Jailhouse Rock references, which I also love. Along with a lot of my friends in the UK pointing out that it reminds you very much of a zebra crossing, or should I say zebra crossing, depending on how you say it. Okay, but I had more time to marinate on this, and I wanted to get some more thoughts out. I just keep thinking about, of course she'd release pictures of herself for her birthday. That's what she does, right? No pictures of them on the anniversary, which was interesting, but she would not miss an opportunity to have herself photographed again in a parking lot for her birthday. I just find it so odd that once again, an event where no kids are anywhere to be seen. No kids. You know, I would just think after the age of 40-something, or hell, even after 30-something, the novelty of birthdays kind of wears off, especially once you have kids. They take front and center typically. And the birthdays become about spending time with family. And while I'm not begrudging anybody, you know, a chance to go out and have fun, that's all these two do. They just go out without their kids. And it doesn't seem to matter if it's a birthday or any other day, or even like a Father's Day or a Mother's Day. These two love to be photographed either on their own or just the two of them, especially her on her own, or just the two of them without the kids. It continues to strike me as very odd. All right, so the other thing I just keep thinking about is look at the placement of Harry. Harry is always in the back. And a lot of you guys pointed out that typically you just walk side by side with your spouse. But it's just never the case with them. She's always got to be front and center. How else will she play look at me with the camera, right? She knows where the photographer is going to be, thereabouts. I think sometimes she plays coy, or it takes her a minute to find the camera, like here, and then all of a sudden it's like locking eyes with it. Look at me. It's my birthday. But it continues to strike me funny that they're trying to pull this like, look, we're putting on a united front. Look at us. We're, I don't know, in sync together. And yet they don't even walk together anymore. She used to always be clawing at him, but now you don't even see her like looking at him or toward him anymore. I'm honestly surprised Harry can even stand up or know where to walk without her clawing him in the right direction. Also, I just keep thinking about this random guy. Again, the article credited him as a friend of, but a lot of you pointed out, no, it's probably just a security guard they had like I don't know, dressed in plain clothes or dressed down or whatever. And because they don't seem to have friends. And even if he is a friend, so they have one lone friend with them, again, it's not like a birthday party. It's just one random guy with them. It's the whole thing is very weird. Like many of you pointed out, she seems more interested in talking to and standing near that guy than she does Harry. And something else we didn't talk about, and we haven't talked about, so Serena is having another baby. There's reports that she had a baby shower and Meghan was nowhere to be found. I find that very interesting. And again, typically if it was, I don't know, regular people, I wouldn't think anything of it. Like maybe they had other things going on, whatever. But with Meghan, I feel like everything is for show. So had she been invited, she would have been front and center in front of every camera ever. So that just leads me to think there's no way she was invited. If that's the case, well, then congratulations, you lost your last friend. I guess Gail of Oprah and Gail is maybe the last one hanging on, but I don't think that's a friendship. I think that's more of how can we benefit, how can we each benefit ourselves from this relationship. But going back to the photographs themselves, so again, we have her front and center. We have that weird wrist stuff that she does with the jewelry. Look at my jewelry. Some of you had pointed out in the comments, it's like she's a shitty actress that's pretending to be like, it's like an affectation or something of something that a rich person would do. And so now she's picked it up and doing it. I think it's just all a look at me ploy. I've done another video where I show all the time she does this with her wrist, even while doing quote unquote charity work, to show off her jewelry. And I feel like she's just so used to doing it. It's second nature now. So here we are. Like I'm going to pretend to point at something in the distance, or like I'm talking to my friend, question mark. But actually I'm showing off my watch, my bracelet, things like that. Now, a lot of you pointed out she wasn't even wearing her ring. It's kind of hard to tell in this picture. I'm trying to look closely. It doesn't appear like she is. And if that's the case, then I say, again, it's part of I want people to talk about this, because I think there's been several times recently where she was spotted not wearing her ring. I think that's part of her. I'm going to get people to talk about this situation. And then the other question I have is, are they running out of parking lots to take pictures in? Because here we are again. I talked about this in yesterday's video, or the earlier video. Here we are again in a parking lot taking pictures. Like, at what point, I know we're past this point, at what point is it just sad, right? That a photographer is hanging out in a parking lot taking her picture. If this was truly somebody following her, she'd be screaming from the rooftops, oh my God, they're stalking me. This is the 11th time in 6 months that she's been photographed in a similar situation, usually in a parking lot, by a lone paparazzi. She'd be like, oh my God, they're stalking me. I can't get my privacy. We know that was her whole thing. I can't have privacy. And in Britain, they want to take pictures of me and they want to photograph my kids at school. All that BS that she tried to peddle. And yet here, again, she's apparently, if you believe her, relentlessly stalked by this paparazzi. She can't even go buy flowers without being photographed by the paparazzi. And yet not a peep out of them about, oh, they're invading our private life. Didn't they call the police like a ridiculous number of times at Tyler Perry's house, claiming that people were stalking them? And yet there was no evidence of that. And yet here, 11 times in 6 months, photographs like this. And it tells me everything I need to know, which is obviously they're calling the paparazzi on themselves. It's California. There are famous people everywhere, like that just live normal lives. I think people are just kind of used to it out there, right? So they wouldn't just know where Meghan and Harry were hanging out. They might get lucky once, but not 11 times in 6 months. It's just, none of it makes any sense. They think we're stupid. They think we'll just buy a hook, line, and sinker and we won't think about it, but joke's on them because we're thinking about it. I'm going to wrap this up, but I'm going to wrap it up with this. She always gets it wrong. Always. Especially with fashion. This dress is just so wrong. It's just everything we've been taught not to do, right? The horizontal stripes. I just don't think it's flattering. Again, if somebody has broad shoulders, I don't think that horizontal stripes are the way to go. But even that aside, if you just go with the dress, black and white stripes, black sandals, and then a brown purse, I don't understand that either. It's just like she just can't get anything right. And holding sunglasses in her hand at night, and people smarter than me zoomed in and looked at the sunglasses and were showing how it seemed to be warped, almost like this stuff was photoshopped. Maybe it was. I wouldn't put anything past them. But holding sunglasses at night, the whole thing, it's just so them, right? So them. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it here. These were just things that were still on my mind after this photo shoot. This one was a lot of fun. It was nice to just be able to just get on here and tell you my thoughts on this. And I want you to know I'm reading all of yours. I appreciate you all so much. I truly do. Thank you for taking the time to write me on this one, to tell me your hilarious thoughts. I truly have been cracking up at the comments on this video, or on the last video. You guys are so funny, and you never disappoint in that arena. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you all so much. Again, it's been a weird week on this travel mic, but I've had a lot of you say that you like the travel mic because I sound more goosey, to which I say honk honk. And I do want to acknowledge my Drunk Goose Club. I appreciate you all so much. I've had so many people hit that join button and putting up the emojis. You don't know how much that means to me. As we have more people join, it opens more slots, so I'll have Jay, my designer, design more Drunk Goose stickers. I just think those are so fun and so funny to look at. I just want you to know how much I get a kick out of seeing those in the comments. They make me smile so much. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have the best day, and I truly can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Take care. Bye-bye.